I'm Amanda of Fabric Heart, and today we're making our very own garden flags. You're going to need everything you see here. That's nylon polyester fabric. The big key thing here is your 45mm handle with a pinking blade. Nylon frays a lot, so the pinking blade helps reduce that. To change your blade from a straight blade to a pinking blade, we're going to move the plastic washer between the blade and the handle, which is going to give space for that pinking blade to rotate properly. We need 4.5-inch squares. We need 12 white, 8 blue, 4 red. From the white, we're also going to need 8 3.75-inch squares and 5 4-inch by 13-inch strips. On each of the white 4.5-inch squares, you're going to draw a diagonal line. And then take each of these and layer them with one of the colored 4.5-inch squares and pin in place. Use this diagonal line as a guide to sew a 1/2 inch on either side of it on each of these units. Cut along that drawn line to separate these into 2 units. Set your iron to low, and then we're going to open up all of our seam allowances and press them flat. We're going to trim each of these blocks to 3.75 inches using a square ruler. Line up that diagonal line on the diagonal on your block, and it's going to come out practically perfect every time. Line your blocks up into the design you like, and then you're going to sew them all together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Iron all of your seam allowances open and flat, and then you're going to stitch a 1/4 inch on either side of those seams to hold your seam allowances nice and flat. Add a 13-inch piece to the top and the bottom of this, and make a second one. Next, you're going to make a hanging tab with that last strip that you have. You're going to 1/4 fold it to get those raw edges on the inside, and then throw it through the sewing machine close to the edge on those 2 long edges. Then cut it in half, and you're going to fold each of those in half to make 2 hanging tabs. Place them equal distance on the top of one of your flags and pin in place. Take the second flag and you're going to place it on top of this with right sides facing. You're going to sew around all the edge except leaving a spot to flip it right side out. Once that is done, you can flip your flag. Make sure to poke at all the corners and the seam allowances. Close the bottom and pin in place so that you can sew around the outside once again and seal that bottom opening closed. And just like that, your garden flag is ready to be put on your hanger and put into your garden. And you have your very own custom garden flag. Thank you for joining me on this project today, and I can't wait to see your flag in your garden.